went to boarding school in Massachusetts and just felt so different from my peers.
In Massachusetts, right?
In Massachusetts.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And without, that was probably the hardest period of my life so far, is just that lack of identity of if other people aren't defining me or they don't understand who I am, who am I, especially at that age. And what's been, how did I get over that? I guess, time and patience and learning that my self-identity and who I am becoming evolves with every decision that I make. And, now I have a pretty strong self-identity, but it's only because of the various choices I've made to get to where I am. And the choices that I've made that have been aligned with my values and my purpose in the world have helped to further cement my identity, rather than those decisions that I made to please other people or because I thought my parents would approve.
And I suppose that probably also makes it easier to run your own business.
Yes. Yeah. It's starting my own business was, I'd say, critical in this self-identity path. To get to run the business that is in line with our values. I mean, we were just doing an exercise on writing our purpose and our mission and the values of the organization. And for a startup, the values of an organization are the values of the individuals. And so to get really clear and putting those on paper, my identity is just becoming crystallized.
Tell us a little bit about your business, Dow Jones. A little bit about the mission, a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's actually Dow Janes. Dow Jones would be really mad at us.
So much cuter, Dow Janes. Okay.
You're going to be mad enough as it is. So do you want the backstory of how we started it or more present day?
Yeah, you can do the backstory. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So coming out of business school, there's a slight echo. I don't know if you're hearing that.
No.
Okay. Coming out of business school, I had friends asking me left and right if I would teach them how to invest. And so I started an investment circle in my living room where I would just teach people, about stocks and bonds and about the stock market and about diversification and asset allocation. And people loved it. And I also learned that there were a lot of missing pieces that women needed before they were actually ready to invest. So things like getting out of debt or building up enough savings to actually invest for the first time. And so I teamed up with Lorianne, who brought the mindset piece and a new approach to budgeting and really understanding how to coach women and how to break things down. So she and I paired up and started Dow Janes in its current form a year ago. And the intention was to educate women, give women the financial education they deserve. A lot of us did not grow up learning how to budget or how to invest or what investing even is. And so we break it down. We break down every step of personal finance into bite-sized pieces, and we bring a feminine approach to it. So it starts with healing your relationship to money and identifying your money story and what's been holding you back. And then we build in pleasurable money rituals. So ways to check in on your finances each week that doesn't feel like homework. It feels like a bubble bath. Do it in community. We have almost 700 women in our community at this point, and they, it was so sweet over the holidays to go check in, and everyone's saying like Happy New Year and like here's my financial goal for the year, and
real supportive community.
Really supportive community, because money it's hard to deal with. This is a lot of people's like ghost skeleton in the closet is like the amount of debt they have or the issues they've never dealt with. And so to do it in a place where, there's no judgment, there's no shame. We help women get out of thousands of dollars of credit card debt or student loan debt and then get them ready to invest so that they have the freedom and the possibility and the choice to do what they really want to do with their lives.
So very freeing.
Exactly. So freeing. We're trying to figure out how to involve the word freeing into our purpose statement.
Liberating, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What has been the most challenging part of opening up your new own business?
The most challenging thing has actually been how many different things there are to learn in online business as an entrepreneur. I mean, you're literally, like, when they say you're wearing every hat, it is no joke. I have learned business partner jokes. I've learned like 70,000 new skills this year. And we've done it again, we're bootstrapped. And so we do everything from the web design to the curriculum design to the videos for the advertisements, creating the content, coaching the women. It's like, it is everything. And the most challenging part is just, it feels like I've been drinking from a fire hose of learning how to calculate our customer acquisition cost and keep that in line with our ads. And there's just so much to learn, but that's
for sure. So help us talk to our listeners today in terms of when things are challenging, because of course being an entrepreneur is challenging. There are lots of ups and downs. How do you take care of yourself? What do you do to kind of slow things down so you can go back in and do those 70,000 things?
I take weekends. It's so easy as an entrepreneur to work through the weekend. There's just so much to do. And I really protect my weekends and give myself a brain break. And that's when, just this morning after a weekend of not working, I had this brilliant partnership idea come to me in bed. And so that's just giving myself that time that I'm, not having to get things done. Feels really important. And then I have a pretty good routine of water consumption and exercise and journaling and meditating that helps keep me sane.
Great. Last question. Do you think that your upbringing helps or hurts you to master your mindset for success?
Absolutely helps. I, saw my parents do this on their own. They've each started their own businesses and created the freedom in their lives to have both success and to have control over how they spend their time. And that has been such an inspiration for me. Yeah.
Great. Britt, believe it or not, we're at the end here, but you've been wonderful. And I want to thank you so much for sharing with our listeners your motivation for why you chose to be a female entrepreneur and how you've sort of overcome some of the psychological issues that you encounter during your inspirational journey. Where can people reach you to learn more about your work?
Absolutely. dowjanes.com/training is a free class that we offer. And then if they have any questions, they can email us at hello@dowjanes.com.
Great. Thank you so much, Britt.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
This podcast is brought to you by Women Entrepreneurs Global, the first startup studio and digital DIY startup platform for women. For more information on her guests, this podcast, and many other female founder programs, please visit womenentrepreneurs.global. We believe in open and non-stigmatizing dialogue about the hidden psychological difficulties experienced by many successful entrepreneurs and highlighting the strategies used to overcome them, such as the fear of failure, of not being good enough, and that loud, chattering internal critic is critical to helping other founders achieve success. Please join her next week for more Mindset for Success stories. That was Dr. Leslie Knudsen, and you can drop her a line at dr.leslieKnudsen@dr.leslieKnudsen.com.